All right, today marks the start of 2 days of the Third International Science Forum South Africa, or the SFSA, with the theme Igniting Conversations About Science. The event is hosted by the Department of Science and Technology, or DST, who have been at the forefront really of scientific advancements as well as technological innovation, and of course in collaboration with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, or CSIR. Leanne is on the location at the headquarters in Pretoria, and she's here. She'll tell us what she has in store for us. Lee, good morning to you.
Palesa, yes, a very, very good morning to you. I think you've set the scene quite nicely for what we're doing here this morning. And, of course, coming to you live from the CSIR International Convention Centre. This science and technology event serves basically as a forum, an international forum that provides a platform to talk about the impact of science, technology and all innovations. It also displays the successes of the country's sciences to the rest of the world and to South Africa, more importantly, because I'm not sure if we are very much so aware as to how well we've actually done when it comes to the field of sciences and trying to push it even more forward. Now, I think the exciting thing for this event that starts this morning is the fact that the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa, is expected to address the opening session, and that, again, putting sciences at the forefront when it comes to the priorities of government. So to talk a little bit more about what to expect today and the next day, we are talking to now the Deputy Director General of International Cooperation and Resources for the department, Mr. Dan du Toit. Good to have you on Morning Live. Welcome.
Morning, Leanne.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, having the Deputy President here must be a great accolade for this gathering in its third year now.
Indeed, we are most privileged to be welcoming Deputy President Ramaphosa to the event, and I think it's really symbolic of the South African government's strong commitment to invest in science and technology for the advancement of our society. We will not be able to put science at the service of our society and to make the impact we want to do if it doesn't have strong support across government, across all spheres of government. And the Deputy President's leadership in that regard is absolutely valuable.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we're talking about 1,500 delegates expected to attend here, both locally and internationally. Just talk to us a little bit more about the type of people that attend.
A small correction. By late last night, we had close to 3,000 registrations.
Wow. That's not a small correction. That is a very big correction.
Indeed. We have seen over the past few weeks significant interest in our event. I think the Science Forum South Africa has now firmly established itself as a highlight, not only on the local calendar, but also on the international calendar. It is internationally recognized as one of the leading platforms where not only scientists, but civil society, policymakers, industry come together and have this vibrant discussion about what is the role science should play in our society. And I think that's what sets the Science Forum South Africa apart from similar other international events. It's really here all about a conversation. Yeah. It's about giving voices, opportunity to speak to those who do not often have the platform. This is not a conversation amongst the scientist himself. It's about a conversation between science and society.
That is absolutely incredible. I'm so happy. I mean, this must be trumping all record numbers that you've had before.
Indeed, it is. Indeed, we are in the third year. Last year we had about 2,200 participants. So we are excited. We are slightly worried also about how we're going to deal with it from a logistic point of view. But of course, South Africans always make a plan, and science prosper. Science needs a bit of organized chaos. That's when we have inspiration. That's when we have vibrancy. So we're really looking forward to a dynamic and vibrant 2 days.
It certainly would. I can only imagine that. Now, we talk about other forums and gatherings that happen internationally, and I think the two that spring to mind would be the ones that are hosted in Japan and the United States. How do we compare to that?
So we have, of course, first of all, we attend and we participate in those events, and we have been inspired. We've taken some of the lessons on board, but we never wanted to copy anyone. We wanted to organize an event which is, first of all, proudly South African and uniquely African. And I think what sets us apart is this opportunity to really be an open event. We charge no registration fees. We pay no appearance monies to anyone. This is an opportunity for anyone who has an interest in science and an interest in the role science should play in society to participate. So I think, and this is the feedback we get from our international delegates, that the discussion here is often more controversial, which is good. Participants have no fear or qualms to challenge conventional wisdom. So it's refreshing. I think that's also what we would like to present to the world about African science and technology. African science and technology is perhaps the key vehicle to drive science internationally in the future.
Well, I mean, certainly. I mean, when you look at something, and the reality of the fact is that we are sitting in the in the Industrial Revolution, and this is something that, I mean, science should be taking preference over everything else. I hate to say that, maybe I'm a little bit skewed in my vision of thinking, but the reality is that if we do not keep up with these things, we're going to be left behind.
Most certainly, and this is one of the key objectives of this forum, is to have that conversation and to have that national consensus. If we are going to achieve and build what we like to call the African knowledge economy and prepare and equip Africa with the skills to prepare for that fourth industrial revolution, or as the Japanese call it, Society 5.0, we need strong investment in science and technology. We need public understanding and awareness of science and technology. We need public enthusiasm for science and technology. And there's huge opportunity. There's huge opportunity for Africa to make the key investments to ensure that we do not only respond to the fourth industrial revolution, but indeed that we can be setting the agenda for the fourth industrial revolution. And a project I'm sure your viewers know well, the Square Kilometre Array, the world's biggest radio telescope, which Africa will be co-hosting with Australia, is a clear example of that, where we're not only hosting the telescope, but we are leading the design of the telescope. We will be leading the science conducted with the telescope. And that those African scientists will be the key actors of the future big data economy, which is one of the other buzzwords in the...
Absolutely. Data is... you cannot put a value to it, and the information that you can get out of it. Let's just start wrapping things up. Obviously, this year's program different from previous years, and also there's an award ceremony where you're going to be giving out the Science Diplomacy Awards. What is that all about?
So, first of all, science needs international cooperation. It's an integral part of the scientific enterprise. No scientist, no country can work on their own. We need to share experience, we need to share expertise, and we need to join resources. So science needs international cooperation, but international cooperation also needs science, because scientific cooperation plays a critical part to eliminate the artificial differences which sometimes separate us, differences of language, of culture, of political orientation. So in this world where we still share we have to confront many challenges: climate change, energy security, food security, political instability. We need global solidarity, we need global friendship, and we think that science and technology can play an essential role in fostering that global compact, that global solidarity. And that's the role of science diplomacy. So the awards will be recognizing individuals or organizations who have over the past year made a crucial contribution to put science at the service of international partnership. And of course we're inspired by our Minister Naledi Pandor, at whose initiative this forum is organized, and I should mention earlier this year was recognized by the prestigious Association for the Advancement of Science in the United States as the World Science Diplomat of the Year.
Unbelievable. And I'm going to brag, perhaps you're not going to, but she's also just arrived back from Ireland having received an honorary doctorate, and I think that's again another accolade as to how well we are doing when it comes to the sciences. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you for your support. We appreciate it.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Just one last comment. For those not able to come to Pretoria here, all proceedings are broadcast live on the internet. So wherever you are in South Africa, wherever you are in the world, one can participate in the forum.
Tell us the address.
It's www.sfsa.co.za.
Excellent. There you go. SFSA. Get onto that website. Have a look. .co.za, and you'll be able to be a part of what is happening here. And you'll be able to find out about the sciences, how well South Africa is doing, and of course our contribution to the world. And it is immense. So don't ever underestimate how well we are doing. But as we heard from Dan over here, is that we can't just join in. We need to contribute and also be the leaders when it comes to this fourth industrial revolution. All right, that conversation there was with Mr. Dan du Toit. He's the DDG of International Cooperation and Resources at the Department of Science and Technology. Let's go back to the Johannesburg studio. I know that Valen is standing by. She's got our sports news for us. And Kaizer Chiefs fans, not happy fans this morning, really. I leave it to you, Valen. You bring them the news. All right, it's over to you.